Greater Life is becoming a Tesla sports car. Greater Life is becoming a Tesla sports car. Now, what on earth am I talking about here? Well, this week marks 12 months to the year. Is that how you say that? Since we incorporated Greater Life. And over the last 9 months, of course, we've been deeply engaging with a small group of early adopters to explore what is needed. And of course, in the startup world, a very common phenomenon is the idea of a pivot. And so we've spent a lot of time thinking that we were going to be explicitly supporting entrepreneurs over 50. And particularly in the last 3 or 4 months, what has emerged is that there's something greater than that, that perhaps needs to be tended to. And that is this idea, this phrase that we've coined of the greater generation. That it is not just like business owners and people who will need to start a business who are over 50. It is that there is this incredible upsurge of enterprising over 50s who have a whole host of different situations. Maybe they're semi-retired, or they're considering what their next step might be, or they definitely need to create some kind of extra income or to keep working in employment, like the whole raft of things. But what is common amongst all of them is a desire to be enterprising. And that is to help to solve problems. Because let's be real, there is another group of over 50s. And The Guardian even called them the affluent apathetic. That is that through their own hard work, of course, but also through dint of circumstance, through the fact that they were able to buy their houses for £35,000 and they're now worth £750,000, right? That there is a group who are able to do the traditional retirement thing, who actually do not look particularly favorably on the rest of their peers. Feel like the rest of their peers should have just got it sorted and should just, pull their socks up and get on with it. And what we are pivoting into within Greater Life is not for the affluent apathetic. We are pivoting to provide a program unlike anything else for those who feel called to be an active member of the greater generation. And the metaphor of the Tesla sports car speaks to how Tesla began their journey as a company, which was, instead of trying to create a mass market electric vehicle, which of course they now have, they began what we might say at the very fringes of the bell curve, right? So here is the bell curve of mass adoption. Very few people coming up, lots of people, and then it tails off, right? And so what we want to offer is a community and a series of programs that focus on what we're calling the fringes of the bell curve. So that on the one end, we will be offering the world's first, we believe, highly customized program of transformation for members of the greater generation. Folks who might find themselves at a bit of a crossroads, at a threshold moment, at a crunch point. And in the conversations we've been having with other amazing folk in the over 50s space, this is a really common thing, whether you call it a wake-up call, a shock, a threshold moment, that something occurs to spark a desire for change. And for those people where that is occurring, we know we have the perfect offering. It will not be cheap, because it will be for a very few people, and it will be very specifically tailored, where our unique gifts as founders, for Mike and myself, will be brought to bear with a small group where we make their needs our needs. And using ancient proven techniques and modern tools that were not available until very recently, and bringing those two things together, we can see actually we're able to create something that isn't available on the market right now, that will deliver a quality of transformation and impact into the lives of this small group of people, unlike anything else that's available right now. It goes way beyond what coaching and mentoring typically might be understood as. And what this will do is it will allow us to run the business and to keep the cash flow coming in that will allow us to then really support for free at the other end of the bell curve, which is this: the millions of people over 50 and heading that way who do not have enough financial provision put aside for their later life, and who will therefore need to create some kind of income, what we are calling the pension side hustle. All right. And we are looking again at leveraging some of these tools to create, wherever possible, tailored programs that meet someone, whatever they might be into, whether they're creative, whether they're kind of, amazing with numbers. Can we support them, connecting in with our original roots of Greater Life, which was to support business owners over 50? Can we support those who will need to be entrepreneurial to develop the kinds of pension side hustle that can support them in later life? And the overall mission and vision of it all is to ensure that we are the organization who is taking a stand, championing the greater generation, this incredible number of enterprising over 50s. And the final piece in all of this is that we, of course, not only have our program at the top end of the bell curve, if you like, the fringe of that, where it's very exclusive and it's not cheap because it's incredibly impactful. And then we have our free offering, which is to serve as many people as possible to start and grow their pension side hustle if they need to. And bringing it all together is that we are seeking, as you may have seen on LinkedIn or wherever you're watching this video, to be a insanely valuable media and information source for the greater generation. That we will continue to curate the most trusted solutions and the most inspirational and insightful content from others who are doing amazing work in the over 50s space and everywhere else. Our essential mission is that if you have a question or a problem and you are enterprising and you are over 50, we want to help you find a solution for it. All right. And that will either be through our very exclusive program, our Tesla sports car, or it will be through our pension side hustle program, or the media and content that we share that is specifically curated and dedicated to helping the greater generation to stand, to rise, and to thrive and make the impact and legacy that they feel called to. All right, so that's a little bit about how Greater Life is pivoting to become a Tesla sports car, and very excited to share the journey with you because we've designed it and created it to really use and harness the gifts, the unique gifts that Mike and I both have, and an incredible group of others who are here alongside us in support. All right, so stay tuned and looking forward to sharing more.